of all the fields of mysticism and metaphysics that I have seen, the thing that is the most promising to the WOG, the field that I think is the easiest to move forward on and actually retain results in sort of a metaphysical field, is in QIGONG, or in, I'm not too sure exactly how it's originally spelled, but it's originally QIGONG. Now, that was the name of Obi-Wan Kenobi's master in Star Wars films. And the reason why is because all of the Jedi powers that Lucas used in the movies are derivatives of classic Chinese Qigong powers. Now, martial arts came out of India, Mother India originally, and it came over, and the first of the martial arts were not using fighting moves of punching and kicking. They were for all having to do with movement of energy. You have the concepts of Kundalini, which is this energy that circulates within the body and whatnot. And inside of Eastern theology, they have this thing called Qi, life energy, and all disease is based upon the blockages of Qi within the human body, that is, your life essence flow. Now, what Qigong masters apparently are able to do, and there's video you can download off the web, people who claim they can do this, they can move objects without touching them with their hands. They can boil water. They can heal people. They can use this energy within their body to accomplish things in the real world. That's very interesting. If I can be suspended in an ice cave and suck a lightsaber into my hand, that's useful for a WOG. Generally, this is something that you want to be able to do. So Qigong, generally, the only problem with it is you have to live kind of monkishly. You have to do the same sets of things over and over every day. You have to watch your food. You got to watch how much you jerk off. You got to watch all these different variables about your personal energy in your life and variables and things of this nature. But there are tangible results. So Qigong, or QIGONG, or however you want to call it, or even that Tai Chi, these are all subsects. Tai Chi is just simply moving meditation. You're getting further away from the punching, kicking stuff, and actually the essence and the origins of what wire fu is. Probably the most dangerous of all of the occult studies that I have come across is the concept of shamanism. Shamanism is a set of techniques which can be utilized to find answers, things of this nature, that invariably use chemical compounds and psychonautic trips and things of that nature. Terence McKenna, Timothy Leary, all these guys who in the 60s did copious amounts of pharmaceutical drugs in order to crank open their minds, so to speak, were simply redoing what people had done in the Amazon and in the jungles and things like that. We always have these witch doctors in this. Quite often, when you have camera crews that would go up the Amazon basin and they would go and stop to talk with these tribes who've never seen white people or anything like that before, they would walk into the tribal status, and of course everyone would be fascinated with things like, their fabric or the camera or things like this. So they'd always go and speak with the shaman. Reason why is because the shaman was so baked all the time is that he saw giant germs and roosters and trees and tribbles and antimatter, and Captain Kirk just left, so you showing up with a couple of cameras is really no big deal. He's like, oh hey, what's up? Because he's seen it all before. And this is why shamanism is it's kind of a gray area, which anyone could just go, drop a double of acid and claim that they're a shaman. And, I was out in the forest and I saw some lights, and therefore it's shamanic experience. So, and then you run into that whole, you're messing with your brain there. So that's a little bit scary. And the other problem with shamanism is that, well, unless you can get the monster that you see on film, you're just high. So that's no good either. So you have to find some sort of a natural balance. However, shamanism does have the merit in being probably one of the earliest forms of intelligence. You take an ape, you feed him a bunch of acid, he might stand up and start singing the Star-Spangled Banner. You have no idea, because his brain is going at 10 million miles an hour now. You know, you've cranked it right up, and some people claim that that's how man's evolution actually happened, was by eating certain plants, and then from this language was created, and then culture, blah, 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 and it goes on from there. The jury is out on that. I'm not too sure, but for WOG purposes, I don't think shamanism will be all that useful to us, but it is handy to know one in case you got to go and deal with some stuff. Or perhaps if you had one with you while you're doing an excursion in a house, if you're being a shaman with you, and you know he's the guy in the party who acts like the canary, he turns white, looks in the corner, falls over dead, chances are you want to throw some fire into that corner, because there could be something lurking there that you're not able to see. Why don't we give us, before we get started, who are you, what do you do, so we know what your credentials are up to this point?
Okay. Well, I'm a psychic at Phoenix Bookstore in Surrey, and I've been doing psychic readings professionally in and around 9 years. Oh, I don't know. 9 years I've been doing it, 5 years professional. Losing track of time.
Yeah, professionally, yeah. Okay, cool. So, and what credentials do you have that makes like I'm a psychic too, like why are you a psychic and versus somebody else, like why would you be a psychic, like what's your credentials to, what are your psychic credentials?
Okay, well, I hear and see clairvoyantly, clairaudiently, a direct communication with spirit. I think everybody has it, so I don't want to say that I'm special in my credentials, but I believe that I'm here to teach other people how to awaken themselves.
So I got this idea. And here's my idea, essentially, is what I'm going to do is I'm going to get everyone, because we do this internet radio show, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get everybody to get a big sheet, like a bed sheet, and I'm going to get them lay it on the ground. We're going to make a circle on the sheet, okay? And then they're going to open their minds using either meditation or whatever means they see fit, okay? And then they're going to get inside of this circle, okay? And then they're going to get themselves probably a big quartz crystal, or crystal of some type that they want to use, but generally by default we're going to probably go with quartz. And then we're going to put on a set of headphones that leads to a computer. And at a specific time, everyone is going to be party to a broadcast that we're making on this internet radio station. So it's going to go out all over the world, okay? And it's all going to get channeled to these kids. And the whole purpose of the broadcast, it's this, we've taken this sound, and I've done a little bit of mixing with it and some brainwave stuff that I got from this MK Ultra book I picked up. And the whole point here is to awaken the something within each person. It's like we call it Operation Ghost Dance, and we're trying to awaken I don't know, anything. Just see if we can get some kind of a response in people. And I've had people say that nothing's going to happen. I've had people say that a lot of things are going to happen. I've had people say that what I'm doing is dangerous, and I just wanted to take your push on it. What do you think of that?
I think definitely there's power in numbers. So
yeah.
That's a perfect idea. I think you really want to have clear intention of what this is before you do it.
Well, the whole point here is just to, it's like the big mutagen thing, you know, you're going to get awaken ability. That's the whole point here.
Okay, so awaken the light in yourself?
Yes, in the individual. Yeah. It's not like awakening the light to take over the earth. No, it's we're awakening the light inside each person, or the power, or whatever.
For union.
For the person to be awakened. Right, because some people have never, I guess I kind of likened it like if no one's ever felt the rain, I want to throw these people out in the rain, and then they feel rain, and then they don't know what it is for a while, and they're like, oh, it's rain, you know, and then they recognize it as being rain, right? Yeah. So is that feasible? Do you think it'll work?
Yes. Clear intention. With a clear intention.
And now how would I make sure of clear intention?
You want to know what the final end result is that you want